Welcome back. Mutual induction is the topic of today's class. We have learned about self-induction. Self-induction means when the magnetic flux linked with a coil changes, an EMF will be induced in the same coil. And this EMF will oppose the applied EMF, or it will oppose the voltage of the battery or of the cell. And that is why it is called back EMF. It will oppose the applied EMF. And in the case of mutual induction, there will be two coils. And the change in magnetic flux in one coil will be linked with the neighboring coil. So this way, this mutual induction takes place. And we will see the more details of mutual induction in the class. So we may straight away go to our class. Today we will discuss about mutual induction. In the previous class we have learned about self-induction. Self-induction is the induction which is taking place in a coil itself. But what is mutual induction? Mutual induction is the phenomena of inducing EMF in the secondary coil due to change in current in the primary coil, and hence the change in magnetic flux in the secondary coil. So there should be two coils, right? There should be a secondary coil and there should be a primary coil. So a change in current in the primary coil will produce a magnetic field in the secondary coil. Okay. So a change in magnetic flux in the a change in current in the primary coil will produce a current in the secondary coil. So this is the arrangement of the primary and the secondary. So here you can see a switch. It is connected to a battery, and these two coils are placed very close to each other. And to the secondary there is a galvanometer connected. So when we close the switch, there will be a current flow through the circuit, or the current will increase from 0 to a maximum value. And when the current increases from 0 to a maximum value, there will be a corresponding increase in the magnetic flux. So that magnetic flux will be linked to the secondary, or the secondary coil is connected to a changing magnetic flux, and as a result there will be a current produced in the secondary. So that is what is going to happen. So some part of this we have discussed in the Faraday's coil experiment. So this is also very similar to that. This arrangement is very similar to that. So when we close the switch, there is a gradual increase of current from 0 to a maximum value, and as a result there will be a gradual increase of magnetic flux which will be linked with the secondary. So this is how slowly the magnetic flux is increasing, right? And this coil is linked with this magnetic flux, and slowly the magnetic flux linked with this coil will increase, right? That means this coil is linked to a changing magnetic flux. And we know from the previous discussions, whenever a coil is linked with a changing magnetic flux, there will be a current induced. So as a result, there is a current induced in the secondary coil, and as a result you can see there is a deflection in the galvanometer, right? Now let phi s be the magnetic flux linked with the secondary. So the flux of primary is linked with the secondary. Phi s depends on the current flowing through the primary, right? So if there is less current, there is less magnetic flux. If there is more current in the primary, then there is more magnetic flux linked with the secondary. Therefore we can write this phi s is proportional to IP. That means the flux linked with the secondary is directly proportional to current in the primary. Therefore we can write phi s is equal to a constant into IP. Now there is one more point. So phi s is flux linked with the secondary, and IP is the current in the primary. Then when there is a current flow through the secondary, there will be a magnetic flux produced in the secondary also, right? So similar to the case in the primary, when there is a current flow in the secondary, there is a magnetic flux produced in the secondary also, and that magnetic flux will be linked with what? Primary coil, right? So now the magnetic flux due to secondary is linked to primary, right? So phi p is the magnetic flux linked with the primary, and this is due to the current in the secondary, right? So this flux is directly proportional towards the current in the secondary. Therefore, similar to the first equation, we can write what? Phi p is proportional to Is, or magnetic flux linked with the primary is directly proportional to current in the secondary, because it is because of the current in the secondary that there is a magnetic flux produced, and this magnetic flux is directly proportional to the induced current in the secondary. Therefore, now we may write what? Phi p is equal to a constant m into Is, where phi p is the flux linked with the primary and Is is the current in the induced current in the secondary. Okay, so in both cases there is a constant m, and m is called coefficient of mutual induction. It is also called mutual inductance. Coefficient of mutual induction or mutual inductance is the name of this constant m. Then we may define this m. And before that, we may find the induced EMF. What is induced EMF? So from the previous classes, we know induced EMF E is equal to minus d phi by dt, right? And what is phi? Phi is equal to, in general we may write what? Phi is equal to m into I, right? In general we may write phi is equal to m into I. It is not phi s, it is not phi p. Similarly, this is not Is or Ip. In general we can write phi is equal to mi. Therefore, what is E is equal to minus di by dt of mi. And again m is a constant, right? M is a constant. Therefore, we can write what? Minus m into di by dt. So the induced EMF in the case of mutual induction is what? E is equal to minus m into di by dt. Now suppose di by dt is equal to 1. What is the meaning of di by dt is equal to 1? Di by dt is equal to 1 means the rate of change of current is 1. So when the change in current is unity, that is di by dt is equal to 1, then we may write what? E is equal to m. So this way we can define what? Coefficient of mutual induction or mutual inductance. Thus, mutual inductance is defined as the induced EMF set up in the secondary coil when the rate of change of current in the primary coil is unity. That means mutual inductance is defined as the induced EMF, right? This EMF is induced in the secondary. So the induced EMF in the secondary when the rate of change of current in the primary is unity, right? di by dt is equal to 1 means rate of change of current is unity. So when the rate of change of current in the primary is unity, then we may write what? Then the induced EMF in the secondary is nothing but the coefficient of mutual induction or mutual inductance. So this is how we are defining a coefficient of mutual induction or mutual inductance. I repeat, the mutual inductance is defined as the induced EMF set up in the secondary coil. So here, right, the induced EMF or the EMF induced in the secondary coil when the rate of change of current in the primary is unity. So when this change in current, what is the meaning of change in current? When we close this button or when we close this switch, the current will slowly increase from 0 to a maximum, right? So there will be a di by dt, there will be a change in current with respect to time. So if this change in current with respect to time is unity in the primary, then the induced EMF in the secondary is called coefficient of mutual induction, or in short, mutual inductance. Then again, what is the unit of inductance? We know it is Henry and the symbol is H. Now we may find an equation for this M. So previously we have defined an equation for L, right? Coefficient of self induction. Similarly, we can find an equation for M. So we have again phi is equal to NBA, and what is B? B is equal to mu 0 Ni, right? Phi is equal to mu 0 Ni for a solenoid. Therefore, we can rewrite this. And what is N? Total number of turns divided by length of the solenoid. So that is how we are defining small n. So don't be confused between small n and capital N. Capital N represents what? The total number of turns. Small n represents total number of turns per unit length. So you will get the value of small n by dividing the total number of turns with the length of the solenoid. Now what is phi? Phi is equal to n into capital N into mu 0 Ni into A, and phi is equal to Mi, right? Phi is equal to Mi from the previous discussion. Therefore we may write what? Mi is equal to n into mu 0 Ni into A. So both the i's, both the currents will be cancelled. Therefore M is equal to mu 0 Nn into A. But small n is equal to what? I mean, what is capital N? Capital N is equal to small n into L. Therefore M is equal to mu 0 N square L into A, because n into n is equal to n square, or simply it is mu 0 n square Al. So similar to L, M is equal to what? Mu 0 n square into Al, where A is the area and L is the length of the solenoid. And here all these values, mu 0 is a constant, right? And for a given solenoid, it will be having what? A predefined area and a definite length. So mu 0 A and L will be constants, right? So we may write what? M is proportional to n square. So coefficient of mutual induction or mutual inductance is directly proportional to square of the n, where n represent what? N represent total number of turns per unit length. So with this we are winding up here. Thank you for watching.